Oh, goody.
Alright, what's up everybody? It is Zombies here again, and today we have another comp for you. So this is going to be my first official Valeera comp. Been trying out a lot of different stuff with her. Actually was just lucky enough to max her earlier today, so that was really exciting. So really hyped to use her in PvP, and I've been trying a lot of things with her, and she kind of enables a lot of builds because 99% of Valeeras on the ladder right now are running Unnatural Smoke here, which enables some absolutely nutty combinations. If you can enable getting her into stealth with her combo first skill ability, it's just pretty nuts that, this does also boost her own abilities, which aren't even that high cost to begin with. So she gets a 0 cooldown ability, and the abilities get really, really fast. But you probably have been seeing a lot of Valeera Grom on the ladder, and I have seen and tried that as well. It is by no means a bad deck. It's definitely very good, and I can definitely see it being a very solid meta contender, given the current environment from what we've been seeing. But what I actually wanted to try here today is Cornelius. So basically, Cornelius is filling a rather similar role that Grom kind of does in a lot of Valeera comps right now. And what that role is he's basically trying to go first on turn 2. So he's going to use his only turn 2 ability on the first turn is Hold the Front. So he's just going to taunt up and attempt to heal the 2 people next to him. But the reason it's important is because we have Sinister Strike here, which you need to combo it in order to gain stealth. And that is really kind of the ability we're going to be making the use of most with Valeera, because when she gains stealth, not only is it harder to kill her, you can kind of just keep the passive speed boost going, which is really absurd when you start pairing it with other really strong units. Like we have Illidan here on our front line, and basically his whole job is just to get 1 or 2 smacks in with Winged Assault. And because we have Razor Fist here, it is going to make him gain more attack, so he's going to scale rather quickly. Becomes a 23 attack unit and then a 33. And then you kind of want to start spamming either a fast Blade Dance or Outcast Attack has been really good for me in this meta. And the main reason for that is because with Valeera having stealth, even though she can't be directly targeted, she can be hit in other ways, like through AoE or through illidan abilities if she's on the left or the right. And I have seen a lot of left and right placed Valeeras, so that's been pretty good. Obviously, in this comp, we kind of have to place our Valeera on the left because we do want that maximal benefit from the Cornelius healing, which is really powerful and more relevant than you might think, actually. Now, in the back line, for once in a very long time, we actually have a little bit of freedom here, doing something different than the standard Karen Diablo Cookie. We do have Cookie because he's just really, really good for buffing up our front line is the main thing. Valeera definitely, she's an incredibly powerful unit, but she definitely doesn't have the most health in the world. So Cookie is really good at kind of helping her, Illidan, and even Cornelius stay alive a little bit longer, and that helps us leverage Cornelius's healing a bit. And Cookie, as we've seen many times, is just a great unit in the late game. He has some particularly interesting synergies here because we are running a nature backline. So if you've seen Martin's Big Bleed build that he has kind of popularized on EU ladder, that deck, it kind of makes use of buffing up your nature damage with Burkan and getting off some Big Bleed damage with Cookie. So we're just kind of trying to do the nature thing in the backline here. Malfurion's been really, really good for me. The healing in the back can be really, really powerful And I find it's not uncommon to lose 2 units at once with this comp. So you can kind of slam down 2 nature units, or if you only get to slam down 1, it can be really good to just get that speed up with Malfurion. So if any of your other units die the next turn, they're coming in with a bonus speed up, and then that speed up will also give you healing with the Malfurion. And so it's just really very synergistic and really powerful late game. I haven't really used a nature backline before, but from the bit I have seen from it, it definitely seems very strong. So I'm excited to try it out. Before we get into the game, though, do remember, if you enjoy these videos, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really goes a long way to helping the channel out, and we're getting real close to 1,000 subs, and I've got some real special stuff planned for when we hit that milestone. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, that'd be great. But yeah, that's the overall team comp overview. And now let's see if we can get into some games with it. Looks like we have ourselves a game. All right, 2-2-2. So we're gonna start with our standard opener here. Put Cornelius in the middle, so he gets the most healing. Let's see, alright, so another Valeera, Grom, and Thrall. Okay. So this is a pretty common Valeera comp that we're definitely seeing a lot of right now. We're going to start by taunting up. Going for Valeera, and then going for the hit on probably the Thrall, because Valeera will most likely be hidden. It does, this 50-50 here is going to be pretty big between his staggering slam. Oh, let's get the overlay up here before I forget. There we go. Alright, cool. So yeah, I'd like to attack Valeera to get damage on her, but it's not a good move because she's most likely gotta be stealth, so I guess we have to hit the Thrall. It's gonna matter a lot what happens here, because if he gets the slow off, our taunt's gonna feel pretty bad. We'll see though. And then we lose Valeera combo, and yeah, it's gonna be really bad if we lose this 50-50. Alright, so we didn't, so that's nice. Luckily they didn't target it. Interesting. Oh, that sped up the Thrall though. Well, that's very interesting. So our Valeera actually ended up dying because of that. So maybe that was the right play for the opponent. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Really don't know. Illidan sets up a potential way to kill Valeera, which is nice. I'm just trying to think what the best would be to bring in here. I'm leaning towards Brukan or Malfurion. Brukan seems really good against what he has out right now. Yeah, and he can get his nature scaling started. It's just a little scary bringing him in versus Valeera. Oh, and so he moves Valeera around, so now it's harder to kill it, but that's really not that much of a problem. So what we're going to do here is we're going to heal the Illidan and try and protect it. And then we're going to be going for some big damage here with the Blade Dance. And I think we have to kill the... Is there any point in slowing? It's 6 speed slower. So I guess that can mess up his combo. But I also really want to start building this nature damage for Malfurion. Let's see what happens next turn. I think, alright, let's just go for damage. See what happens. Boom, goes for the slow, goes for the kill. But that's not enough to kill. So we get the kill on Valeera.
You are not prepared.
So I guess technically there it would have been better to go for the bigger heal. So we didn't actually prevent any of our damage like we were hoping to. That being said, they left Brukan alone and now have some very damaged blues, which are very susceptible to a lightning storm, or chain lightning. Valeera's gone, so a little less scary. 2 casters and a fighter in the back. I want to say that's Shadow with... I'm not sure with what else, though. What would they be running as? Maybe Shadow and Sylvanas to kind of complete the Shadow trio. Could be interesting. I have not seen any Sylvanas Valeera builds yet. That could be a cool thing to try, maybe. Oh, it's illidan. Whew, wow. Okay, so it's illidan. What does that mean for us? So he could go for the snipe on my illidan, but he risks speed tying, in which case I could potentially live. Definitely the chain lightning, I think, because we can get a multi-kill here. Zap, zap. Yeah. Zap him. And I guess just go for damage on the illidan.
Job's done.
Yeah, I like that. A lot of cool comps. I've really been liking all the different stuff we've been seeing since the patch hit. Let's see, were we both 6 speed on that one? Or what was the speed? Just so I know for future reference. Yeah, so we were. So unfortunately, we did lose the speed tie there. We would be in a little bit better spot if we didn't. However, now we have a free cookie snipe, so that's pretty good. And let's see, it is Shadow, which honestly isn't the worst thing to see. So we're going for our kill here. We're going for a bolt on. I think we really just need to kill this Natalie. And what is better here? I think we want to go for the protection.
Job's done.
I think that makes sense. Alright, let's see what happens. So he snipes that. We still get the cookie snipe though.
For the wild.
I like this position. Now we have Mouth here to get us some healing. And speed ourselves up as well. Lucan's also been doing a pretty nasty job of scaling. Even Cookie can deal some good damage now. The bleed is too dangerous though, while they still have Natalie chilling, because she can heal. This is obviously going to hurt a lot. But the cookie, or not the cookie, the nature health is just really, really helpful here. Because now we have 0 speed cookie, which snipes for 19, so you're done. And then we can start to heal up with some more damage. And just keep stacking the damage up.
Job's done.
Seems good to me. Yeah, the nature backline feels really good. It Cookie feels really strong with the kind of stacked nature damage. I know Martin was running that in his Big Bleed version, and that seemed really cool. So I'm glad we're seeing some success with it here in the back line. And we've got a nice W. Alright, back up to 3K. It is still early in the month, so we're still doing our early climbing. Alright, another 222. Will it be another Valeera comp? Let's find out. She is very popular today, and I can understand why. She is very strong. Alright, so we do have Valeera. Valeera Thrall.
Watch your back.
So we've seen this before. So the plan here, we heal. We go for a swing in on the Thrall, I believe. Actually, I'm more threatened by the Grom. So we'll go for the Grom.
Job's done.
And do it like that. So the coin flip here is really weird. So because he actually won that coin flip, our Valeera might survive here. Yeah, so our Valeera is chilling right now, which is great. Very good, very good. Now we can 0 speed protect Valeera. And we can start going for some blade dances. As well as getting off another Sinister Strike.
Job's done.
Seems pretty good. Now, what's going to happen here? This is going to be a coin flip. So it actually might be better for me to go for the Winged Assault here, because we currently have 2 abilities at 0. They also have 2 abilities at 0. If we have a 3rd ability at 0, we will have a better chance to win the speed tie here, which would be pretty huge. So I'm actually going to elect to go for that instead. How do I want to do this? Yeah, I think we want to. We'll attack here in case. No, we'll attack here. We'll attack the Thrall because this should die. Or no, it wouldn't die to its ability on. So no, we'll attack the Grom. Okay, so that'll give us a better chance to win the speed tie. Looks like we do. Alright, that's really big, because now he doesn't get to act as much. His Valeera's taking damage. Ours isn't taking as much damage. Oh, wow, that's really insane, because now he's in Cookie Snipe range. We still have Valeera speed up. He doesn't have Valeera speed up, which is pretty huge. Do we want illidan in the middle here? I think we actually want Valeera in the middle, potentially. Cookie of his own, so we actually have the advantage here because our cookie is faster than their cookie, so we get our kill right here, and then I think, let's see, damn, we could go for the full out nuke on Cookie. We could also just go for damage on Valeera, which, yeah, okay. Yeah, they knew we were going to get the cookie win there, and then that was going to deny them a cookie kill, and it was going to be bad. So I can understand scooping it out there. So 2/2/2.
Here we go.
Start off with our Cornelius lead. See what our opponent's rocking here. So far, Cornelius has felt pretty damn good. It's really his protection ability really is kind of crazy. Ooh, that's sweet. So Lich King Frost. I love seeing this. This makes me very happy. So this is one situation where normally I would like to put Valeera in the middle, but because of because of Cornelius's ability here being adjacent, you want him in the middle, and unfortunately that's going to mess us up a bit for Lich King. However, we're going to taunt anyways because we don't want Lich King getting a direct hit in on either of our greens here. The question ends up being, what do we want to prioritize here in terms of killing? So the Lich King's kind of scary, but not as scary as he would normally be because we have ways to speed ourselves up. I actually think this turn it might not be a terrible idea to go for the Varden, and I'm almost tempted to not even Sinister Strike and just go for the Phantom Knives for some AoE damage. We'll get a speed up anyway, and that way our Sinister Strike won't be slowed. Yeah, I kind of like that.
Job done.
Yep, as expected. Goes for more slow. Goes for the hit on the illidan. So what is our speed looking like now? Frost definitely messes things up a bit here. However, we can go for some nice protection on our units here. Make sure they get off their big damage like illidan. Like I think we just want to start slamming in with the Blade Dance. And we'll protect him. I think that makes sense. And then we probably just want to go for the Sinister Strike here. Ooh, no, that kind of messes things up though, unfortunately. Sinister Strike kind of screws things up, so maybe it's a Fan of Knives again. Because Sinister would go before, kill the Varden. Yeah, let's just try going for Fan of Knives again.
Job done.
Yeah, I'm happy to see more Lich King, and actually, I plan on trying out some more Lich King myself as well, pretty soon here. Alright, so that freezing Valeera kinda sucks. And let's see. That kind of punishes our Fan of Knives play, sadly. I'm just wondering what the best kind of answer to bring in here is. It might be Brucon. I think Brucon could make a lot of sense, but I also really like speeding up with Mouth. The Mouth gets some healing off too. We're going to position this differently. Yeah, I guess that's alright. So 2 greens and a red, maybe Karen Diablo and another fighter. Like, who else would you run on the back? Maybe a Tavish? Karen Diablo Tavish on the back? Karen Diablo Tyrion? Tyrion's actually a pretty cool one, if that is what the combo is. So Tyrion's probably going to make Illidan small. That would be my guess as to what's going to happen. If Illidan does get small, though, we don't care that much. We still want him to gain attack, though. Valeera does nothing this turn.
Job done.
So this is going to be a good turn for our opponent, for sure. But we're definitely not out of this game yet. Yeah, so he makes him small, but that's not very surprising. What is surprising is we do lose our dude here, which is quite unfortunate. Really kind of sucks to see that. But our Valeera is still fine, and we can start comboing with her. So perhaps all is not lost yet. Not quite yet, at least. So we want to keep the... I mean, the rooting is really tempting. But I think we want to keep the damage here. So 10 knocks that down to 24. If any way we can kill it quickly without hitting him with Valeera. This could pop if we just go for it right now. 16 doubled is 32. And then it would hit the Jaina too. We get our stealth. Let's try it. Alright, so we get some healing off. Alright, so unfortunately, we didn't really need to hit in there. But I think it was still worth doing just for the speed up, because now we're like insanely fast, and we can just snipe all his stuff. We don't allow for a Karen Diablo combo coming in this turn. I think this just feels good, yeah. Do we want to change our positioning at all? I don't think it matters right now. I think we just want to start, and we still have Cookie in the back too. Whoa, illidan. Okay, so maybe not Karen Diablo in the back. It's illidan. Well, we're rooting the crap out of illidan. That's 100% what's happening here. Alright, so we actually get a pretty sick 0 speed turn here. So we're going to start by dealing damage to kill the Jaina. Then, again, at 0 speed, we're going to root this illidan so that he can't do anything this turn. And then, last but not least, we're going to swing in with the Valeera and maintain stealth. I think they're getting punished pretty hard here for ignoring our Valeera in the beginning of the game. And the healing from mouth is just like nuts. Okay, so that was a good move from the opponent, for sure. They played around our little strategy of getting the root off. However, I don't think that's going to be quite enough to stop us here. So it is Karen. That's the last unit here. So we really want to make sure we kill this illidan before the Tyrion. We can slow illidan down here at 0 speed, and then we can, what's that, 13 times 2 is exactly 26, so that's actually exactsies on killing illidan, and then we can get another attack in here. The question is, though, is it worth getting this attack in, because it is going to end up buffing his dude, but we would kill Tyrion at the same time if that happens, so it's not too bad of an outcome. There could be merit in going for this, but I think we just go for the Sinister. So this will kill Illidan, and then heal me a bit, and then we'll get some damage on Tyrion. And that should mess up his turn a lot, I would imagine. And again, all at 0 speed. Pretty busted. Pretty busted. I think they're gonna have to make some kind of counter to this. Yeah. Our opponent knows it too. GG. Alright, looks like we have another rematch here against our last Valeera opponent. Let's see if they do anything different here. So the interesting thing to note is that you can kill the opposing Valeera. We do have a slight advantage here because I did actually end up maxing my Valeera today. So we do have a little bit of a health advantage, which is pretty helpful. Definitely doesn't hurt. That +1, +5 stat bonus for maxing. So goes for the damage, See, I think the play they have to go for, or that they should be going for, to mess up my line here is I think they need to be screwing. They need to, if they Grommed my Cornelius, and they win that speed tie, Corn doesn't get a taunt. Valeera loses her combo. You're not faster for next turn. It just screws everything up. So I think that's what the opponent really needs to be doing with the Grom Valeera Thrall start to kind of counter what I'm doing here. As it is, though, we're probably going to be in a better spot against them because just like last time. Okay, yeah. Guess they didn't want to wait. But yeah, we have an inherent advantage there because we have 3-0 speed abilities that I was going to use. And they only have 2, so it's not just a 50-50 coin flip. It's actually a 66% for me to win that and 33% for them to win that. And as we saw last time, it snowballs the game pretty hard, unfortunately, for them. But yeah, GG. Alright, new person, very good. 3 casters, so maybe we got some shadow shenanigans. Always happy seeing 3 casters with this team, at least so far. I think I've only lost to shadow decks once or twice, and I've seen them a lot more than that. So it's felt pretty good. The double fighter opener's just been really great. Okay, so whoa. Well, our opponent's running some spice, so they're running an Illidan of their own, Grom, and a Samuro. This is actually awesome for us, I would say, because I think our units are more threatening than theirs. We are going to go for, well, the taunt's a little dangerous, actually. I think we need to go for it. I think not enough people have picked up on staggering the Cornelius, so I think I'm going to risk it. But I do think the correct line of play is you want to mess up our Sinister Strike as much as possible.
Job's done.
And the best way to do that is to slow down our Enabler on turn 1, which in this case is only Cornelius. Once we get the stealth ability off, we have multiple enablers because Illidan can be fast enough to enable our combo. But until we get that initial stealth kind of protecting Valeera, we only have Cornelius or potentially some of our backline as enablers. Alright, so we win the speed tie. They actually did make the correct play there, though. So good for the opponent for doing that. Cornelius is just huge here, though. Like, we deny their Illidan scaling, he takes it on the chin, and now we can just kind of start wrecking their board. So, what is the best way to do what we want to accomplish here? We do. There's really no way you can kill my Illidan. If we buff it by 10, that would get it to 33, so it's just under where we would want to get the Samuro kill. I think we are going to... I don't think there's any point in blessing because they can't really target our other guys very well here. So I think we hold the front. Question just ends up being, I guess we snipe. We can snipe a dude doing that. So do we want to snipe Illidan or do we want to snipe Samuro? I think given the options, it makes more sense to snipe the Samuro because it can do scarier things to us in the short term. Wow. Okay, I do not know why they went for the staggering slam on the... I'm confused by that one.
Job's done.
Leave it like it is. I think that puts us in a very good spot. Cornelius has done his job. He has kept our guys healthy. He has kept them safe. He has messed up in opposing Illidan. He's just done it all. Now we have a big boy Illidan that's very fast and going to start AoEing the opponent to death. We have a combo enabler that can keep healing with Corn. Corn's probably going to die this turn, maybe, but again, he already more than pulled his weight and did what he's kind of trying to accomplish in this comp. I definitely think, yeah, got him. If you're looking for a unit to run with Valeera, you want to do something different than Grom. We've been seeing a lot of Valeera Grom. Try Cornelius. He's awesome. All right, so what did we learn from this comp? We learned Valeera is a particularly busted mercenary, and I think no one is going to be surprised with that revelation. Fortunately, we did have a fair amount of early concessions in this game. I can't say I really blame our opponents for those concessions. I did play for a good hour and a half, getting some games here. And there just were a lot of those because Valeera is just really backbreaking sometimes. And that definitely could be a more problematic thing in the future if there aren't looking like there are any counters for her. I do think she is not an uncounterable mercenary. And I do also think that it is going to be possible to counter her without running her. I know Mullahu has mentioned that... the Mam comp, Mukla, Anduin, and Malfurion lead seems to be doing pretty well against a lot of the traditional Valeera starts, from what he has told me. I'll have to try that out myself to see how it goes. But he's kind of a man main, so I definitely believe what he's saying about that. He definitely knows the matchup better than most people, I would say. But yeah, Valeera is just really, really nuts. Cornelius, I think Cornelius actually kind of overperformed, and it's really interesting. He plays a really kind of similar, but at the same time different role than Grom. He's much more about healing and protection and that taunt, rather than slowing your opponent down for the combo. So that's pretty interesting, and it seems to work pretty well. The only thing you might have to watch out for that can be unfortunate here is if he does get slowed by an opposing Grom on turn 1, if you do lose that speed tie, both using 2 speed abilities, that will mess up your Valeera combo. Now, the same is true if you're running a Valeera mirror and you both have Valeera Grom. Whoever slows the opposing Grom first will mess up their opponent's combo to gain stealth, and that will really mess up their speed for the second turn. So that is one thing you do have to be aware of. The few times I did run into people trying to start with that, I was able to beat them, and I think a big part of that was because they made the mistake of focusing the Valeera when they couldn't actually kill the Valeera very easily. Because she was just good at hiding herself and Corn was healing. Blessing of Sacrifice was really, really insane. I think this is kind of the move that might give him a little bit of an edge over Grom, because it can sometimes allow Valeera to stick around for one more turn. And she's one of those mercenaries where having her survive an extra turn to not only give that speed boost from her stealth to your other units, but on top of that, also get to attack again herself is really, really big. And then sometimes your Corn will die from this, so you get a free switch in, so you can kind of plan who is best to switch in with that speed buff to kind of counter snipe your opponent, assuming they're weak. So it's really, I really like Corn in this, and I definitely think we're going to see a lot more of him once people start catching on to it. Hard to say, like, objectively if he's better or Grom than not, because they definitely do perform different roles, but he felt really good in my testing so far today. Illidan definitely feels like he got a really big boost from Valeera. I think the biggest thing he always struggled from was being kind of slow in a meta that was much faster than him. And now Valeera is speeding him up just enough to where he is becoming a fast and powerful scaling threat. If he does not get checked pretty quickly, he can just snowball out of control. And I think one thing I really like about this startup here, even though we didn't see a ton of them, we absolutely just dunk on Shadow Samuro, and I would imagine also Shadow Valeera, because I'm sure that's going to catch on too. But we absolutely dunk on a lot of these double caster starts, which is good, because I think they were very, very strong in the last meta we had before this. I think it's good we're getting a kind of counter to that now. I'm sure people are going to be looking for Valeera counters. Like I said before, Mayhem sounds like a pretty decent one. I'm sure there are going to be some more out there too, but you got to give people time to experiment. You know, I may have my Valeera all the way maxed out, but that's because I totally just spent all my time focusing on her. And a lot of the other new mercenaries, I barely made any progress at all. So it all takes time. But the backline here with nature really overperformed, in my opinion. The healing from Malfurion was really relevant. They all have low cost enough abilities to where, especially when you combine Malfurion's speed up with Valeera's speed up, you just get a whole lot of zero speed abilities. And zero speed abilities are really, really busted when your opponent is not moving at zero speed, but they are still trying to move fast. So it's really just, especially with the healing in this, because you can get a lot more healing off before you get damaged. Brukan scaling was insane. We saw at least one game or two where they weren't able to answer our Brukan off the bench, and then it just led to Cookie absolutely terrorizing them with Fish Feast and Cookie's cooking with that bleed. So this comp just felt really, really fun. I definitely recommend giving it a try if you want to be playing with Valeera right now and want something a little bit different than your standard Valeera Grom X with the CDC Karen Diablo cookie background. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of that on Ladder 2, because that is by no means a bad deck. It's definitely quite a good one as well. But this one seems really solid, so if you're looking to try something it's a little bit different, definitely give this a shot. But that's going to do it for this video. Remember, if you enjoyed it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does go a long way towards helping the channel grow and making more videos like this one. So yeah, I will see you in the next one. Peace.